And I got to give it to you, Keyshia. It was like we had a conversation, we got off the air, and you weren't necessarily happy with how it ended, and you wanted to talk about it. And I appreciate you because in our interview I was saying, I was asking, were you happy? And I felt like your energy was this and that. At the end of the day, you didn't necessarily know that you're supposed to hop on the show. You didn't know exactly what was going on here. So you were kind of put in a situation where, you didn't know exactly what was going on. And me being the father that I am, the old man, sometimes I was like, like you said, I put it out there like, hey, I feel this way. And I appreciate you had the courage to be like, you know what? It's my image. I wasn't happy with how that ended. And I want Baltimore to know how much I love them and also to know where I'm coming from also. So you just pulled in. Keyshia was coming from D.C. You barely, you weren't going to be on the show, but you barely got in, and I kind of made comments. But, you wanted to kind of address that.
I mean, I didn't even know some of the things that happened yesterday with, you said it was cameras here and things like that.
Yeah, there was a promotion. There was a promotion that we promoted. That you would do the afternoon show, and we have again the cameras and the people were here, and so what happens in our business a lot of times, and we see this a lot with artists. You guys are so protected. You got the record label on one hand, you got management on the other hand, and a lot of times as an artist, you don't know exactly what's going on. You just go where they tell you to go.
That's exactly why
if you're
I
in
need
DC,
everything scheduled. That's why I tell them to give me a schedule of everything that I have to do so that I can prepare myself so I can go to these places and I can look up to par. And I can, feel right about myself when I go, because I have to represent myself well. I'm a businesswoman, and I'm a young lady also. But for, situations like this happen where I didn't even know that kind of situation was supposed to occur, it kind of takes me into a predicament where I come on your show and you tell me your perception of me or what you think I'm being like when it's actually, something that happened without my knowledge.
Exactly, and I apologize.
No, it's all good because I've been to D.C. a couple of times and plenty of times, and I've been to the club when it was only 100 people there,
yes.
And I performed in front of all 100 of these people.
Yes, you did, and you gave it up.
But now, of course, the crowd is bigger and the audience is bigger here in D.C., and I worked hard for that.
Mm-hmm.
Me, myself, nobody else can make me work. Only I can make me work.
That's true, and actually, I was at that performance, and like I said, when I ask about your fans, because I'm a fan,
right.
And what made me a fan, and what I love about you, and the same thing I think why people compare you to Mary J. is that there's a realness that comes through that you can just hear and feel. And that night, it's Baltimore, D.C. area, so actually this is Baltimore and D.C. just up the road. But
right.
That night when you performed here in Baltimore with, like you say, less than 100 people, and you gave us everything you got, that's when I fell in love with you.
Right.
And I just want, again, when you were on earlier, I wanted you to understand that, whatever happened, that, we are rooting for you and we love you. And in these moments, we want you to put your best step forward. And at the same time, like you said, you can't help it when people don't tell you exactly where you're supposed to be. So from a standpoint
it makes me look bad.
Those people so Keyshia Cole did not show up. She was not aware of her scheduled so-called scheduled
appearance
promotion
here yesterday.
So
right.
We got to put that
and
behind.
There was no way that I could have been here because yesterday morning I drove from New York City after my after party the day before. So I left and got on the road about 4:30 in the morning because I had 2 after parties in New York City.
Wow.
So I left and went straight to D.C. and got there about 9:30 in the morning and had to go straight, and get ready for the in-store and everything that I did out down there,
mm-hmm.
and hopefully get some rest, because I want to be well rested just in case I have to do anything. And then I had an after party last night. So for how would that fit into the schedule as well?
Exactly.
Like I didn't quite understand that when you just told me that, and I still didn't know.
Right.
Till you guys
like, where's this man coming from?
Yeah, and I'm like, what's the problem? But I didn't know at all like that. That's not something that I would do at all. Like that's just not cool, and especially for people, half the people can't pay their rent. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
For them to go and purchase a $15 Keyshia Cole CD means a lot in the world to me. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't have to do that,
mm-hmm.
but I do appreciate it. I really do, and I'm truly from the heart with that.
We appreciate you, and again, I applaud your courage, because again, a lot of people just been like, oh, whatever, but you came back and was like, yo, can I talk to you, please?
Mm-hmm.
And I appreciate that, and I love that in you. Go pick up Keyshia's CD. Is in stores now. Drop Tuesday. This is the latest single. Should Have Let You Go. And you be safe. I don't know, where we going next? New York?
Back to New York, yeah.
Okay. All right, well, Keyshia, we cool, right?
Yeah, baby.
We cool?
Yes.
All right. And of course, we know we cool with Baltimore.
Yeah, of course.
And the next time you come through, we're going to do some fun stuff. So Keyshia Cole on the Big Fat Morning Show. Be safe with your trip to New York. Here's her latest single, Should Have Let You Go, on the Big Fat Morning Show on Nikki's show on 92Q.